guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Kyuujin cosplay, and today we are back again with you guys with Cowboy Bebop, episode 16. So, last episode we finally learned about Faye's past.
Well, at least the past she remembers.
So basically, she used to live in 2014.
Yeah.
She had an accident, like a terrible accident.
When she was 20.
Kind of died.
Well, no, she didn't die, but they didn't have the technology to have her live, basically, to help her.
To cure her, yeah.
So they froze her for 54 years.
And they awoke her in 2068.
With, you know, the best thing, you know, you can learn when you wake up. No memories, no nothing. The first thing she learns, okay, so you basically owe the hospital something like $300,000.
300 million.
Or 300 million.
Yeah.
Something like that.
300 million.
So the big debt that she's running from, that's that. And she freaked out. She doesn't have that money. She met a lawyer, Matsumoto, his last name is. For some reason, Hein reminds her of that guy. I don't see it.
Brow?
I don't see it. Still, they kind of fell in love. They had this romance story. He kind of helped her run away a little bit, and he took care of her.
He said, "Don't worry, your prince gonna save your
his Sleeping Beauty and stuff."
And he crashed his car in an accident.
He then crashed his car and left her with all of his assets, including all of his debts.
Only his debts, basically.
Well, mostly debts. So yes, I mean it's not like it was as big as the 300 million, but it's still debt, so fuck off. And in the present, as she's talking about this to Ayn and stuff, Spike heard the story, and they were talking about this, and they caught a bounty they had. Turned out to be Matsumoto. He faked his death, so he was aware he was leaving her with all this. Big asshole.
What an asshole, yeah.
She gave him, you know, she kind of paid him back for helping her back then. She took him away. Found out he lied about his connections with the doctor and everything. He didn't know shit about her past. They don't know shit about her past because they lost all the info. So she turned him up to the police, got the bounty. Spike gave her everything, so that was a cool move. She doesn't know, but we do. And yeah, basically she decided. I mean, Spike said something about focusing on the future because the past doesn't exist, doesn't matter. Move on. I think she's gonna do that. And it's good for her.
Clean slate.
She doesn't have a choice.
With a debt, but clean slate.
Yeah, but she's running away from that. It's fine.
All
anyway,
right.
so this is where we are. I am happy we got some backstory about her. So now we kind of have a little bit about everyone in there. Except,
I just want to see the rest of Spike backstory.
He's the only one who we haven't seen the whole thing, unless they also have other secrets. Because, I mean, we saw one part of their lives. Doesn't mean we know everything, but Spike is the only one whose main backstory we haven't seen the whole thing yet. So, but I think they're keeping him for
the
later.
End. Yeah.
But it was a good episode, so let's jump in this one and see what the next adventure is gonna be. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to know when these episodes come out, and check out our Patreon for the full reactions.
All right, 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Are we gonna see Vicious, maybe?
I don't know. There's dead people. Dead officers.
Not a zombie episode, please.
せっかくの神様の気まぐれを無駄にすることはない。神。こいつらにとっちゃ悪魔かな。飲むかい。
Well, you understand what type of person he is right away, right? I mean, not that the people we go after aren't dangerous, but it does feel like we're stepping up a little bit this episode.
Well, we are on this second part of the series, right?
Black Dog, Serenade. Black Dog is in that jet.
I think, yeah.
ちょっと聞いてんの？
シャワーが壊れて水しか出ない。蛇口受けが落ちてきた。
分かってんだったら早く直してよ。
取り込み中だ。
そんなもんいつだって。
Maybe people that he put in jail?
今取り込み中よ。
勝手に切るな。給油だったらどうする？
If they're calling back, it's an emergency.
はい、後でかけ直すわ。名前は？オッケー、ファドね。伝えるわ。
ファドだって。
Yep, it has to do with his past. So, I mean, we're getting 2 past episodes. Or at least it's centered around him.
Yeah.
手よ再生手術なんて今時大した値段じゃないでしょ
Wasn't that a reminder of a mistake he did?
Yeah.
Are we gonna learn about how he lost his arm?
That'd be nice. That'd be so cool.
We basically just love past episodes.
本線はこれよりミステリーツアーに入りましてどうするつもりだこの船だけで逃げ切れると思うのかおめえには言ってねえよおとなしく投降すれば
You tried, but I think the strategy would have been to...
Yeah.
大事な人質が台無しじゃないか俺に指図はさせねえ文句のあるやつは今すぐ出てこい
The real threat is this guy, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ. If Jet is the one that stopped him, I kind of want to see that fight.
思い出したあんたたちが組織の殺し屋のウダイ
Oh shit.
Kind of wish we could see what happened.
ポイ捨ての現行犯だリバンウーロンの罰金だなジェットそれならお前に貸してやった金に7年分の利子がついてお釣りが来るないつの合意代だそんなのはとっくに時効だよで話ってのは冥王星行きの囚人輸送船でトラブルがあったウダイが乗ってる
Maybe related to
ガニメでゲートを
his
出て
missing arm.
行方がつかない
I'm guessing, yeah.
ISSP が必死で捜索中だがお前バカな考えはよせよバカな考えだと思ってる
He
お前
seems
が警
dangerous
察を
for
辞めた
sure.
んだってあの時の
Told you there was still some stuff we didn't know. Especially with Jet.
Yeah.
Because what we saw with him, like he was still a cop at the end of the story. Like we don't know why he moved on.
それこそ時効だこのままあいつが生き延びたらその左腕が泣かないかジェット
Yeah.
今の俺にはもう興味のない話さ
I'm interested. So please
Interested?
show me.
He's trying to move on. He did, last time we heard about him, he did talk about leaving the past behind, left the watch and everything. If he does it with one memory, he kind of has to do it with everything else too.
ジェット俺はこっちから回り込む分かった
Oh, Jet as a police officer, look at him with the suit and everything.
フライタックシムお前を逮捕する
Careful.
罠か
Does look like it.
どうする ISSP の追っ手がすぐにも来ちまうぜ自衛程度の武器しかないんだぜどうすんだよ
Have you seen my skills?
奴らは網を張ってるはずだ先にこちらから仕掛けて手薄な場所を破った方がいいお前操縦できるのか昔近世の警察にいたそれが今や死刑囚ってわけか
Not because you're a cop that you're a good person.
ただの
People can change.
People can be assholes and, become cops to have a gun and the right to use it,
I know.
危ないから下がってな
お出かけさんお土産ね
I'm gonna get souvenirs. I got them already, actually.
盆栽に水をやっといてくれ
He's that dangerous. Don't say that shit. It could be a last word and I just like, okay.
手配中の囚人移送船を発見しました当該機は SOS を発信中機体にトラブルが発生しているものとみられます
You know me too well.
It's like the good old days.
He said they didn't have much weapons. He's doing good.
Just enough to defend.
Yeah,
themselves?
self-defense. Yeah, I mean, I think he's doing good. He's terrifying in a way because he stays really calm no matter what happens.
Those are the most dangerous.
別の船を奪うとなるとルートから近くて隠れられる干渉とか違うな。何エウロパだ。俺がウダイならエウロパへ戻る。しかしウダイはもう随分組織とは接触がないはずだ。奴は古い人間だ。奴は戻るさ。俺にはわかる。
So
食らいついたら離さないブラックドッグか。OK、エウロパだな。
let's set the scene so it looks as much as possible like what it used to be back then.
新しい船が欲しい。我々とウダイタクシムの間にはもはや何の関係もない。裏切るのか。こっちには情報がある。もうその脅しは通用しない。時代は変わったんだよ。お前が無所に。
They moved on without you. Something like what Jet said, basically. Like, he can't really adapt. He's from another time.
お
Yeah.
前の勝ちだ。いたぞ。二手に分かれよ。俺は逆側から回り込む。無茶だ。
Like, before?
じゃあろくな武器もついてないだろう。俺のやり方はお前が一番よく知ってるだろう。なあジェット、賞金稼ぎなんかやめてもう一度俺と組まないか。戻ってきたら考えといてやるよ。
My first impression was like he was betrayed by someone he should have trusted back then. He doesn't seem to have a grudge against his
old
partner or something. If Uday had the syndicate behind him, they could have been the ones trapping Jet back in the day. But I need the information. Do your best, man. You've got plot armor. I hope so. One down. He's willing to do a lot to get his target. Like they said, the black dog doesn't let go.
Yeah.
Miss me.
いい度胸だぜ。一人でお出ましだ。
And it's the fact that he went after them with a ship that, like, it's not like spikes or anything. It's to get stuff. It's not to fight back. And,
Yeah.
冗談じゃねえ。付き合ってられるかよ。
too late. Well. Bye. I guess. Bye. Okay, he's good, we get it. Now fight back.
わざわざ俺に会いに来たのか。来たくて来たわけじゃねえ。そういうな。せっかく出迎えに来たんだ。
Tell me you caught it with your... Yes, okay.
来たくはなかったんだが、会いたがる奴がいてな。何？なくした左腕だよ。
Ow.
今まで何も知らなかったのか。
I swear to God, if we learn that his partner betrayed
Betrayed
him...
him. That he's the one that trapped him?
あの時お前を撃ったのは俺じゃない。お前の
I knew it! I fucking knew it!
Why?
He was being all suspicious, killing someone over there and closing the stuff, like... And they got separated. I knew it! And even more of an asshole, he had to bring him back for this.
利用されていたんさ。
Oh. That doesn't excuse what you did.
なぜ撃った奴の言ってることが本当だからか。お前のせいだ、ジェット。お前が一人で行くからこうなった。組織に逆らった人間がどうなるかわかるだろう。
Some people have to stand up against tyranny and big evil organizations.
綺麗事だけじゃ生きていけないんだ。だから俺を裏切ったのか。俺を騙し続けたのか。昔みたいにお前ともう一度組みたかったよ。
And you want to betray him just like back then?
お別れだ、ジェット。
Did he shoot first? Yeah.
ジェット。お前わざと俺に撃たせて。
Okay. Maybe he felt bad about the betrayal and he kind of wanted to push Jet to kill him.
禁煙破っちまったよ。
That doesn't make him any less of an asshole.
Do you think that maybe he did this to Jet to protect him?
Maybe. Depends on how good of a shot he is, because he could have missed on purpose.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, their fucking backstories are also tragic. Okay,
I have a question for you.
He was a broken cop.
Do you think that maybe back then his partner, Jet's partner, decided to betray him to protect him? Because he did say that those
back then,
who went against the syndicate either died or just quit on that because it's too much for them.
and he was a black dog, he never let go.
So, because like you
It
said,
sounds
he's
to
a good
me-
shot. He could have missed on purpose to
I
force
think,
him
no,
to quit.
depends on how good of a shot he is. He did have kind of a sniper type of gun, you know,
Yeah.
he had the visor and everything, so I think he could have definitely killed him. I like that theory, and I think we're gonna go with that.
I'm gonna go with that. Me too.
I mean, at the end of the day, kind of reminds me of Mike. You know, his faith in the system was lost. Jet also kind of lost his faith in the system as well. You know, he left, became a bounty hunter. You know, when you're fighting criminals and you never seem to be able to win, because you know they have too much money, so they escape you, or they have too much power, so even if you go against them, you always end up alone because, you know, they buy the other police officers, or
Yeah.
no one wants to risk going after them and stuff. Yeah, I can understand, you know, what he said, you know, what we're doing, our fight doesn't matter. It's a broken mentality for a police officer in this world. Jet is one of the good ones. He's like, he believed in his values, he believed in his job, and he never let go. I get that, and I'm a bit like that. You know, I kind of want to believe in an ideal world where we can win if we keep trying. And I'd be the one saying like, but you became what we chased, you know, stuff like that. I watch TV shows, like we're rewatching Heroes right now, and it's the same type of speeches. Like you haven't seen the later seasons,
No.
but you'll get there. But it's those speeches of, you know, we can't win, so instead of you know, fighting the enemies and dying, I'd rather join the enemy and control them, at least make it livable.
Yeah.
You know, and the villains that do that, like, we understand why, but I'm the type who's like, Peter, I'm like, no, I don't want that. Like, we gotta try.
You want to stay true to your values and principle, right?
I want to believe that if we try hard enough and we keep trying, like, it's a never-ending battle for sure, because there's always going to be people. But then again, after you, there's going to be others. Like, you got to set the example. If you give up, there's nothing in the future.
You need to stay true to yourself.
Yeah. So I understand but I'm the type who would be like shaking him and be like, I think I'm
Why
more
did
like
you do
Jet.
this? Why did you do that?
But I like the idea that since he had adopted that mentality and his friend did not, he chose to, because I mean, maybe he could have died, like he lost an arm. So that's not saying that he couldn't die from this back then, but it looks like if he was that good, he's a police officer, he's probably a good shot, and he had a sniper or whatever, he could have killed him, and he chose not to. He, Jet left, and he obviously missed him, because I was saying, like, and you're also the asshole who brought him back. He did bring him back. It was their last mission together. He decided to bring him back on the case because he wanted, that one last partnership.
Yeah.
And in the end...
in his own way, he wanted to give Jet his chance at revenge, because he's the one that killed him at the end.
I think, in that moment he saw Jet didn't change much. He's still the guy who would go in on his own. Like, he went on the rampage, he tried, and he would have been killed, kind of like back then, because of how he is, because of his personality. So he pushed alone to get what he wanted, Black Dog. And he saw, like, Jet hasn't changed at all. He's going to get himself killed, so I'm going to get in there, do what needs to be done, but I can't live in a world, where the truth has come out, first of all, and, the guy doesn't really have a connection with the organization anymore.
The Syndicate.
Syndicate, thank you, because I had Confederate in mind. I was like,
Confederate.
what? The Syndicate, like, they said they kind of severed
Sorry.
the connections with them and stuff, so it's
Yeah.
not like they would have gone after him, but the truth was out, and I think that even if he made those choices, having Jet as a friend made him feel guilty for what he did. So it looks like he had only one bullet in that gun. He made sure that Jet was gonna kill him. Made it look like he was about to shoot, but he didn't. So, sort of redemption. I like that Jet, he's putting the gun, putting his hand on the gun and stuff, kind of making, in my opinion, making it look like he died fighting the good fight. His backstory is complicated and very dark if you think about it. I was thinking,
Yeah.
Jet's episodes are always so full of action. Like, Spike's episodes are full of melancholy, like it's emotions after emotions. Faye's backstory was sweet and sad, like a kind of a duo thing, but Jet's are always so action-packed and action-packed and full of drama. It's crazy.
I don't have Showdown too, right?
And it's like, we're not used to seeing him do that. Usually it's Spike and Faye who, they have smaller ships, faster ships, and they are armed. His ship is to catch things. It's not to fight people.
When he use it well,
He does, and he uses his brain, and he manages. Not like that stupid fucker who didn't know what was going on that managed to kill himself.
open a door, and there's a huge hole.
Yeah,
in the
you're
ship.
done. Like, gotta be careful in space, dude.
Bye-bye.
I think maybe, like, I don't know if he knew that this was there, or if he thought that Jet embarked over there and he made it safe or something, but dude, you gotta think when you're in space. You're gonna end up killed, and I mean, he didn't have many wits, but that other guy was pretty intense. I like the fight with Jet, too. Because it's not like Jet is bigger, Jet is slower. His type of fighting is more like big punch after big punch. So the other guy was more like Spike, agile, fast and stuff. So I think he was gonna lose that fight from the beginning, but it was cool to see how they managed. I liked it. But again, like I said, his past is fucked up. But now we know how he lost the arm.
Yeah, we do.
I like Jet. I think my favorite main character is Spike. Just by proxy, his attitude. His attitude, his personality. I think I connect with him a little bit more. But Jet isn't a bad character.
Yeah, honestly,
It's pretty good.
I don't think that I could say which one would be my favorite character, because each one of them is bringing something different to the table,
I think you like Faye though more.
Well, I like her sassiness. It's tragic that she doesn't remember who she used to be from what we learned in the previous episode. I really love Radical Ed design.
Yes.
As a character. Like, she's so our own main character in her own head,
She's living her own anime.
Yeah.
Kind of like Wolfen in Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. And the tragic backstory of Jet and
I
the
think-
melancholia of Spike too.
I think
like,
Jet's
all of them are so
backstory-
different. So it's they're all on the same level for me right now.
But that's 2 episodes of Jet's backstory we've had, and even if we don't know everything about Spike, and that could change, at the moment I think I connect more with Spike's personality, but Jet's backstory. You know, the good guy who went through so much shit that he just not gave up, but he chose to do things differently. Carrying, you know, he's kind of like the dad of the group. You know, he's trying to stay cool and
yeah.
keep people together. Like, he's usually the one that doesn't want them to separate or anything, but he's the heart. He's the softie.
It's the big
But
softie.
with a backstory like this, you know?
Yeah.
I like his backstory. I don't like that he went through this, but kind of like, you know, how intense it is and the, you know, what they did with it. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to move on. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't, the next one will be on YouTube next week, guys. So wait for it. You're gonna see me then.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye.